Okay, so as of request of Dan Dodge and Richard Loki, you wanted to have a look at this weird and wonderful collection I've got. So as you walk in the door, you've got this quite violent looking werewolf from Underworld, the Lycan. I think I've had this guy probably about 3, 4 years now. I actually purchased him quite late and I ended up probably spending more than what I ever needed to. But I do like werewolves. I just love their just grossly violent, vicious look that these guys have. And this is just a particularly great example. Next to that, which is a piece that I've had a long time, is the Predalia off one of the Alien versus Predator films, which is an absolute rubbish film. It really was. What came out of this was this sort of hybrid mix of Alien and Predator. He's big. I mean, obviously, I'm not in the shots, so it's not giving you a really good idea of scale here. But he's almost a metre long. This guy. There's my hand on the front of him. You know, he is a very big piece. If you want some scale there. We'll stay over this side, and then in this cabinet there's just a host of prop replicas from Star Trek, Star Wars. You've got a Men in Black standard sidearm, Han Solo's blaster at the back, Snowspeeder from Star Wars, and a few more lightsabers there. You've got the Queen Facehugger from Alien 3. This was actually a piece that was never used in the film. In fact, the only way that you can see this, it was made for the film, but it was never used. But you can see it, I believe, in some of the extra features on the DVD or Blu-ray. Again, it's 1:1 scale, so there's my hand, give you an idea of size. Yeah, he's an old piece now. I've had him, good grief, probably 9 years, 10 years. And while we're on the floor, we've got a quarter scale Trooper from Return of the Jedi. It's one of the bigger premium formats I've got. It's I forget exactly how long it is tip to tip, but from that end to those sort of like paddle things at the back, it's probably about 75 centimeters, 80 centimeters long, in the region of. Sorry about the light reflections. Then you've got life-size C-3PO. Yeah, it's one of my favourite pieces, this one. Most of these are static props. It does have a restraining bolt. That is, who are these made by now? I forget the company that makes these now, but that just runs off your phone, basically. And I've just made a base for him, so I make these at work, these particular bases. And then you have, this is a third scale, so these are one of the bigger statues that I've got here of the original Christopher Reeve, old school. So if you're my age, you'll have a lot of respect for Christopher Reeve. Don't worry guys, it's not Corona. Swinging round, you have life-size again Iron Man. So there's your scale reference. Another very old piece, sort of finished in that sort of cherry red matte finish. Top there you've got a Predator mask. I believe that was not from one of the movies, it was sort of a custom one that Sideshow Collectibles made. The eyes do light up, but unfortunately I haven't got any batteries in that to show you. Moving down, Bruce Lee. This is another larger format scale, so this is 3rd scale. I'm not sure of the height, I'm guessing probably, oh, I don't know, about 650 mil high, something like that. Really nice quality piece, and I made a good effort with the base as well. Very old piece from Master Replicas. Actually, I believe Hollywood Collectibles Group have re-released this, and it's pretty much the same thing. I think there are a few updates, but on the whole it's pretty much the same. So this, although I'm not going to get it out the case, but if you turn this round, it's got a screen on the other side which lights up and works similar to the sonar detector that you saw in the original Aliens film, complete with sound effects as well. Darth Maul with mechanical legs. I think this guy was from the extended universe, which I haven't watched any of, but I actually prefer him. I actually prefer that version than the original version. I mean, in comparison, I think that one looks a lot more interesting than that one, but I suppose if you're a purist, then you're probably going to want to go with the original one. Another old piece I've got there. Most of these have been long time sold out from Sideshow Collectibles. Some of these are dating back to anything between 2005 and 2010. I can't remember exactly when I had most of these pieces. Moving up, this is another Master Replicas. Master Replicas were just phenomenal. That they just made some incredible prop replicas from the Star Wars universe. This is all machined in aluminium. It's very heavy. It doesn't have any lighting effects, but it's just a lovely prop. Really well made. And you've got Darth Vader. And this does all come apart. They also give you the head, but unfortunately you can't put the head in with this at the same time. So if you want to display it with the head, you have to put the head on, but then you can't put this on or the helmet. Some nice detailing. Again, it's quite an old piece. Again, it's probably 9 or 10 years old, that piece. That one's life size. Then you've got the statue version. So I can get back so you can see it better. So that is 3rd scale. So again, that's a really big piece, probably about 70 centimeters tall, thereabouts. Very expensive piece. At least it is now anyway. I think these go for anything between 2,500 on eBay. The helmet comes off, the face mask comes off, similar to what that one does there, except obviously in miniature, and underneath there you've got a silicone head. I'm not going to take it off because it's a pain in the arse to do. You can light this guy up. It's probably looking a bit white there, but in reality it's actually a nice red colour. And one of these buttons gives you the sound effects.
I am your father. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Moving along. Another very big piece. This is the Optimus Prime from, I think this was the first movie. I think. And it's just got a phenomenal amount of detail. But as anyone who collects these Prime ones, you have to pay for that detail. These are not cheap. So when you buy these are a couple of £1,000. It's beautiful. I mean, it really is stunning. I love the first version, this one from the first movie. In fact, the first movie in my eyes was probably the best one out of all the movies so far. You can remove this. You can remove the gun. You can remove the sword on that side, and then it comes with additional accessories. So you've got there's like a hammer or axe that you can swap it out with, and you've also got a great big shield. But the shield is massive. Is absolutely massive. I mean, this gun, as you can see, is massive. But the shield is incredible. It's massive, and the only thing that concerns me with the shield is just the weight of it, because you've got all that weight hanging on the one arm. I'm just a bit concerned that something is going to give in the future. So I tend to use the lighter options. Next to that, you've got Predator. Another one from. Was this from one of the AVP films? I think it was, yeah. So this guy is slightly injured. He's had some alien acid attack him. Dreads are kind of like a silicon material. Moving down. No, it's not from The Walking Dead. This was just one of Sideshow's in-house zombies, but he's pretty cool. I love the eyes on this. And then next to that you've got the Hulk from the first Avengers movie. I really do like this piece. I get the feeling it's not really been a particularly popular piece since it was released about 8 years ago. I think I had this in about 2012, might have been. But I really do love this piece. I've actually got the Cinemaquette ECC version of the Hulk 3rd scale, and that is absolutely huge. But I mean, even this one is massive. I mean, as you can see next to the RoboCop bust, which is full size, life size. You've got there. This is the first edition, so it's from Fred Barton Studios. And then Sideshow did their version of it, which is basically based on Fred Barton's sculpt, but it was just rebadged under Sideshow Collectibles. I had to have that because I'm just a big RoboCop fan. While we're down here, you've got a quarter scale. Nothing really special about this guy, and you could argue the fact that the colours are maybe off a little bit on this. It's a very old piece, this one. Stands about 19 inches, 19 and a half inches tall. And then, let me just open this actually, probably be easier so you've got less glare. And then you've got the Aliens Warrior. From the Aliens movie. Again, it's another one that's just incredibly detailed. And I can't remember exactly how much I paid for this guy. I mean, considering what they go for now, you know, it's not too bad really. I think I probably paid close to 600, about 570, 580 originally when I bought this from new, from Sideshow. But now, again, because it's long since sold out, I think these go for over £1,000, maybe £1,200. And this is where it all started. This is the very first piece I had from Sideshow Collectibles, the life-size Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, this must be from around about 2005. It's quite an old piece now. More Predator masks. At the top. All of these have got the... Actually, I said on the other one it was light up eyes. It's not light up eyes. It's the scanners that you've got. The targeting systems light up. But I haven't got any batteries in those. Opening up. You know, if you follow me on YouTube over the past 15 years, then you've probably seen most of these already. So this is my boyfriend of mine, Bucephalus, Yavuz, good friend of mine in Germany. And if you're a fan of American Werewolf in London, then you'll know that this is Jack Goodman, who got ripped apart by the werewolf. Glass eyes. The coat, I mean, Yavuz would tell you a lot more about this, but apparently it's the original coat. Well, it's one of the original branded coats that was used in the movie. It's not from the movie, but obviously it's the same brand of coat that was used. So it's quite authentic in that respect. Coming down here, you've got a couple of quarter scale premium formats. Arnold, obviously Commando. No, sorry, not Commando. Predator. This is the exclusive version, so I've got the swap out head, which is smoking the cigar. I'm sorry the video isn't that great, but I'm just doing this on my phone. And some Laura Croft. You wouldn't believe how much I paid for this. I mean, again, a very, very old piece, but it was a long story. I ordered this and then they told me it wasn't available. And out of the blue, it just turned up, but I only paid about £95 for this. And these go for like £600-700 on eBay now. Predator cutting disc. Pretty good stand on this. Not sure if I can get this activated for you, but oh, there you go. So if you take it off the stand and the whole thing sort of latches apart and lights up, it lights up on the other side as well. Let me just see if I can. No, I'm not going to turn it around. But it lights up on both sides, and when you close it, all the lights go off, and you've got the cogs that rotate as you open it as well. Pretty cool piece. Moving down, some more prop replicas. Men in Black 2, Neuralizer. Another one from Master Replicas, which was later reproduced under Factory Entertainment in the US. Everything lights up. You've got the sound effects from the original film. It's forged from metal, so it's quite a heavy piece. I haven't got any batteries in it, so, and I'm not going to take them out the cabinets, otherwise this video is going to take ages. You've got a Trooper Blaster, another one from Master Replicas. Again, all these are either fabricated from steel or aluminium. So all of these are quite authentic, heavy weight. Luke's lightsaber. This particular variant opens up and you can see the crystals inside and everything lights up, but again, because I'm holding the camera at the same time, it's just difficult to show. I will try with one hand, hopefully not breaking anything. So again, it's like a doorstop, this is, because it's all metal. So tricorder from Star Trek. And this one was signed by Brent Spiner. If you're a Star Trek fan, then you'll know exactly who that is. Boomerang phaser from The Next Generation, signed by Patrick Stewart, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And then you've got an assault phaser, another one from Star Trek. God, how good am I? I did that with one hand without breaking anything. Okay, so District 9, if you're a fan of District 9, that's one of the blasters, which makes a complete mess if you fire it at people. That was produced by Weta Collectibles. It's a beast of a gun. Again, if you want to see whole reviews of these, if you just go onto the YouTube channel, and there are some reviews. Not great reviews, but reviews. So that is it in this room, I think. Yeah. Oh, you've got the Ripley Aliens pulse rifle, M41A pulse rifle. This is mixed media, so it's a combination of metal and some plastic shrouds. It does light up. If you release the cap just under there, you flick a switch and the counter goes to 95, was it, I think. Does work as well, and it kicks back. I made this sort of bronze stand myself, and I thought I'd give tribute to the actor who passed away a few years ago. And then this room, I don't have so many things in this room. It's sort of like an overflow area, if you like, of collectibles. So that does all light up. It's the Endo skull from Terminator, life size. You've got red, Hellboy, quarter scale. I love this guy actually. It's one of my favourites. Very, very old piece. I think probably released around about 2006, maybe 2007. Quarter scale Indiana Jones. Then moving over to this side, you have one of my biggest pieces, and unfortunately because I'm not in the shot, it's difficult to give you an idea of scale on this, but just to give you an idea, his hands are as big as mine. So that's how big this guy is. So that is a 3rd scale Hulk from Age of Ultron. And you've got the Ultron, one of Ultron's minions you could probably say, which is heavily damaged. And lights are flashing because he's breaking down. This is a absolute fabulous piece. I've never reviewed this piece. It's quarter scale. It's made by Hot Toys. Combined with the base, it is quite a tall piece. It's probably about 60 centimeters tall. But the amount of detail in this, and you're really not going to see it on this camera phone, is just insane. And the engineering in this is just incredible as well. I mean, you wouldn't think it, but you can almost get this guy to cross his legs or sit down. Most of the joints can be pulled and kind of dislocated, so you can arrange him in some real extreme poses, both on the arms, even the ab section. You lift and pull, and it slightly separates, and it gives you additional movement. There are loads of the elements that come away, and underneath there you've just got crazy amounts of detail. Again, if you are moving him in various poses, you can put these in different positions. You've got Stark, under there. That's magnetic, so you can put that on top if you want. All these caps and damaged sections can all pull off, and you can see equal amounts of detail in these as well, and likewise on the legs as well. The thing takes about 20-25 batteries, and the whole thing lights up. There's literally lights everywhere on this thing, throughout the legs, the chest, the arms, obviously the eyes when you've got the swap out head. Around the back you've got various areas that all illuminate. I've never put the batteries in. It's just a complete ball ache to put all these tiny little penny batteries all over this thing, and so I've just never bothered with it. But it's a cracking piece. Even the base lights up as well. So the logo and Iron Man 3 logo all lights up. This side there's just a couple of heads. That's the Marvel Legends one that was released about six years ago, something like that. They costed about £100, something like that, and in the sales you could probably get them for about £60. I think I probably paid about £60 for that. And this is one that you don't see very often. It's made by a company. It sounds like lager, like the drink, Lager, I believe. And the difference with this one is that it's got an automated helmet. So I'll show you. And it's just got a really nice finish. It's just super glossy. It's got that proper deep car paint, cherry red, metallic finish. So these ones are probably a bit harder to find, and you would normally pay, I don't know, sort of anything between 150 and £200 you would pay for those guys. I wouldn't really call it a high-end collectible. It's not like these kind of things that these are you're paying thousands of pounds for, but it's still a nice prop, and you know I like some of the cheaper collectibles and toys as well. So down here you've got the camo Batmobile. It does have headlights and light up features, but I haven't got any batteries in, I'm afraid. The trouble is if you put batteries in and then you forget and then they run out and they make a mess. And then I've got a quarter scale DeLorean. Pardon, excuse me. And this is big. This is so that just latches on. It's on like a ratchet. You're not going to see anything much in there, but once you've got the batteries in, all the dash lights up. You've got the flux capacitor in between the seats. That all lights up. The headlights all light up, and the rear tail lights all light up as well. And as is usual with this brand, you've just got endless amounts of detail, and this is why they cost so damn much. This is why I'm skint. These are not really high-end collectibles, so this is just basically a remote control car from what was it? Oh, the DC film with Batman in and Wonder Woman and all those. But it's a nice piece, and I mean they don't cost a fortune, probably a couple £100, but it's nicely detailed. And it sounds amazing as well. It's got some really nice features. It's got a camera under there, so you have a point of view of what you're seeing on your phone because it connects to your phone. You just download the app and then you have a point of view on your phone. You've got, I don't know if I can just maybe switch it on for you. Oh, where's the switch? Oh, I can't find the switch. Damn. Bear with me a second. Yeah, I've looked at that one while I'm finding the switch. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. So the headlights are flashing at the moment simply because it's not synced with the phone at the moment, so that's the reason why it's got flashing headlights. But if you watch some of the videos on this is just a crazy fun piece of kit, even to the extent where you can put a fluid in the back and you get the smoke out the back from the exhaust. Now I've got to find the switch again. There you go. And that's just a DVD case. Sunny from iRobot. And then in the background there you've just got a Millennium Falcon from the Legacy release, going back about 12 years ago. And that is it really. I've got one more life-size bust in the loft from Real Steel, the Real Steel Atom bust, but I haven't actually got it on display. I do need to get that down actually. and put it on display. But that's it. That is just a brief rundown of my collection in the overflow room. Got a few prints there. Well, not prints, but yeah, prints. So there you go, Dan. Hope you enjoyed it. My modest collection. It's not a massive collection in comparison to some collectors, but I'm quite pleased with it. And I've got no more room anyway, so that is pretty much it. I can't really collect anymore. That's your lot.